104.1 KRBE. It's the Roula and Ryan Show. It's Believe It or Not. And you know what? We're getting a lot of ghost stories right now.
But we got to save you. You guys are calling us for ghost stories. We are not going to air you today. We are not going to let you throw on the phones.
We could do one.
Have you call us next week. We can do a listener line one, but we don't want to do any of the live callers because in the month of October, because it's Spooky Halloween month, that is the month that we focus on the Believe It or Nots that are paranormal and like the spirits and all that kind of stuff. So we want to hold on to that. We did get one on the listener line. We will give that some glory right now at 713-278-VENT. Here it is.
Back in 2002, graduated high school. There's a home 3 houses down from my mom's home that she grew up and was born in. They say that house is closed for decades. Fast forward, we're playing soccer, and the ball goes inside that house. Of course, everybody's panicked, like, oh, we just lost our ball. We're never going to get it back. I'm like, why not? So I decide to be the daredevil and go in and get it because I don't believe there's anything wrong with that house, and everybody keeps saying there's, like, something in there. I go inside. I notice that it's such a well-groomed garden, like with roses. And then I go further in and I see like furniture, like people have been living there. I freak out a little at that point. I don't even grab the ball, got out and left. And next thing you know, I fainted, woke up. And I tell them what was going on, and everybody thought like, oh, it's just something happened to her. But mind you, for decades, that home has been abandoned. It's like someone literally just got done cleaning and went out. I only went towards the front door where I could just see the open area. It looked like people were actually living there.
So it's been abandoned for decades. She goes in, everything's well manicured. There's
ghost
furniture.
Florist.
Or maybe somebody's just like finally going to sell the house and they got to clean it
They're
up.
staging it.
Yes. I don't know.
Or squatters. I
A
don't
secret
know.
garden in there.
Did you have one about Woody Harrelson?
I do.
Because we were just talking about that yesterday.
We were talking about that yesterday, about
That
Woody
Woody
Harrelson.
Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey could be brothers because when Matthew McConaughey's parents were having a moment.
Well, I was talking
and
a little
Woody
bit about...
Harrelson's dad used to date Matthew McConaughey's mother.
But
That's
Woody
what it was.
Harrelson's
In the
dad,
interim.
Charles Harrelson, he was a convicted murderer, and I read a lot of JFK books. I know there's a big documentary coming out next month, and it's heavily implied that he was one of the shooters that killed JFK. Like Woody Harrelson's dad was a bad dude, and somebody left a call about that.
Woody Harrelson's father, Charles Harrison, was the topic of discussion. He was arrested for assassinating a federal judge back in the day. And interestingly enough, my wife's grandfather was the one that ordered that hit. Once upon a time, their families were so intertwined that Woody Harrelson was actually one of the first people to hold my wife whenever she was born. Just a random fact that I thought y'all might get a kick out of. Lots of interesting stories from that side of the family, but all at the cause of her still not being able to get a passport. It is what it is. Y'all have a great day.
That's weird.
What was the last part?
All because someone couldn't get a passport?
Couldn't get a passport, yeah. He
That's-
just, and I didn't edit
Well, a
him
lot of
like
people
that.
couldn't
He
get
was just
passports
talking
last
that
week.
fast.
His grandpa ordered the hit on the federal judge because he wouldn't give him a passport?
I don't know. Let me hear that
That's
again.
weird.
You want to hear that?
Roll
No,
to the very
I don't think
end.
that's what it was.
Just-
All right,
It's
yeah,
fine.
that's,
It's very
that's
end.
fine. That's
that
fine.
just sucks.
We have other things that we can cover
People
here.
calling too.
I want to see.
And Katrina, we can talk to her
Oh,
real
do we go to
quick.
Katrina? Let's see.
Let's talk to her
Okay,
real
we're just
quick because we have some other stuff we want to get to, too.
Hi, Katrina. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning,
Hi.
Katrina.
I understand you have a celebrity story to share with us.
Yes, when I was
Tell
in
us.
high school, I was working at Project Hildy Smokehouse, which is south of Houston, the original Project Hildy Smokehouse.
Okay.
Okay.
And I was working there, and this guy walked in, and I waited on him and everything else.
Yeah.
I didn't think anything different or anything, and after he left, all of my all the coworkers and my manager come up and goes, "You know who you just waited on?" And I'm like, "No, who?" They're like, "You just waited on George Strait."
Oh, George
yeah.
Strait.
Because he looks regular.
Yeah, no hat.
Yeah, when he's not wearing his hat.
George.
I'm
Was he
like,
in a hat
no,
or
he
no?
did not. So
Was he
they
in a hat?
rolled back the cameras, and sure enough, it was George Strait.
Oh, wow.
How did nobody tell you this the whole time you were waiting tables? I think the whole restaurant staff was like, "Oh my God, George Strait's on table 54."
Yeah, they didn't ask for a
Because-
photo? I would ask for
No, the thing is he's friends with the owners, and the owners at the time actually the owner of the smokehouse is also friends with the Houston Astros and everything else. And so when we get hired, we have to sign paperwork that if any of these celebrities
people.
come in, we can't ask for autographs.
Got it.
Yeah. You don't want to bother
But they
him.
don't at least tell you the whole time you're serving the guy. You know that.
No.
Do you think
No.
these celebrities get mad, like, deep down, they want to be noticed? Like, man, I was at that restaurant and nobody even
I
noticed
think
who
it depends,
I was.
Eric, on the status of their
Like
celebrity
George Strait, I don't
at the
think
time.
he-
I don't think he
annoying.
cares. He seems like the down-to-earth guy. Doesn't care about that crap.
I feel like he's pretty down to earth. I don't want people to fangirl, but I remember, we've talked about J.J. Watt before and how J.J. Watt couldn't step out of his house for a long time to go anywhere because the liberties that people take with celebrities, for some reason, I just don't understand why. Remember, people used to always show up in his front yard in Pearland?
Yeah, he had to
And then he
move.
moved into a city of Houston proper, and he was just walking to the restroom in a restaurant where I was, and this guy was so ballsy. He at the table near the bathroom, he goes, "Hey JJ, come here, sit down right here. Sit down right here. We're gonna talk about." I mean, he was like basically like emphatically telling him, declaring, "You're gonna sit right here. We're gonna talk to you."
That's rude.
It was so awkward, and I was just the passerby. I go, "Dude, that is rude. That is rude." And so he can't be rude, but he's like, "Hey man, I'm just trying to go to the bathroom."
Yeah,
Dude,
got
I'm
other
gonna pee
things
my
to do.
pants. I mean, come on, let me go.
Of course, and I'm the stalker that like chased him through George R. Brown in the Super Bowl. So what am I? Who am I?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You've embarrassed yourself there, huh?
I did, but
When?
I made up for it later when I got to actually meet him and redeem myself by making sure my hand
saw
was
something
not
I wanted
as
to
big
ask
as his hand.
You and Sam.
Yeah.
I saw this study where they asked women, what do you feel the absolute sexiest? When do you feel the
When
absolute
you feel the
sexiest?
sexiest?
And this stat said almost half of the women, 47% said they feel the sexiest right after a workout. Do you guys feel sexy or do you feel like gross from sweating? And
No, I don't feel sexy.
Yeah, I don't feel
but
sexy.
There's almost
I wanna
50%
shower.
of women in this poll.
That's a lot.
Wow.
You don't
What's
feel that
the
way?
how many?
No.
What's the source of the poll?
Right.
JimDaily.com?
36% of women say that after a night of great relations, they feel sexy.
That's when they feel the sexiest.
I mean,
But
yeah,
you really
I
want to feel
guess,
sexy
'cause
before
you-
the relationship, so you can really get
To
into it,
get
right?
into
Well,
it.
we had to
Otherwise,
ask
that's why
both
guys,
of
the big
you.
battle is you're
It
never
doesn't matter
into
for
it.
men, though. You could,
Yeah, you could be wearing a burlap bag and we're still going to get turned on. Let me ask Roula and Sam, when do you feel like you're on your A game? Like when you feel like
Right now, baby. It's 8:30. Let's go.
I think I know the third
On
one.
Fridays at 8:30 when
Here's
I'm
the
on the
third
Roula
one.
and
Go.
Ryan show.
Sam, do you feel this way after
When our husbands have no access to us, Sam.
Aw.
That's when it usually works out.
walking out of a beauty salon is the number 3?
You're feeling
I
pretty
could
peppy in your
see
steppy. I
that.
wouldn't say sexy,
feel
but
like-
I feel like
Yeah.
confident or like looking good or feeling good when you got the hair,
Right, you got that
flip.
little bounce.
So
you
what
got
is
that
the answer
bounce.
then? When do you feel sexiest?
The sexy is not really.
And what does that really
Yeah.
mean? Does that mean that you feel like
Her mom's in the room. She doesn't want to talk about that.
Oh, that's funny. That's true.
But like, what
I
does
think
sexiest mean? You feel
my-
hot? You feel
right.
like you
I guess you would say like, when do I feel most confident?
Yeah, I think that's what it means.
Yeah,
I
right?
would say
Confident, I'd
after a really good beach day and I get a nice tan.
Yeah.
And I've like laid out in the sun
good.
and just kind of relaxed myself, and then I have like this nice little tan. I
There's
think
something about that
that's-
smell of cocoa
maybe not
butter.
burnt. Well,
I
no,
feel
not
like Sam,
ew.
like when you feel like really good about yourself,
relax.
it has to do with a good hair blowout. That's for sure.
That's nice.
And
That's
if you're
nice.
wearing an outfit that you really feel like you look good in it.
Yes.
Like I was just thinking of this the other day when we did the road show at the Smart Financial Center. I want to say it was like our first one. I forced myself to go to the gym after the show. Like not force myself like, oh, I don't want to go, but I have to do this. I really shoehorned in a gym session before we had the chaos of the day start, I went home and I showered, I got my hair blown out and all the things. And I don't know, I really felt good that day because maybe it was like really the excitement of that show, first time on such a huge venue. And I really liked the clothes that I'd picked and my hair was on point and my makeup was looking good, like that kind of thing where you just feel like, you got good clothes on and your hair looks
Yes.
great.
I know when you
can
don't
see
feel
that.
sexy. That was me last night
Yeah.
because
Why?
I went to
You're feeling unsexy?
an event, and it was business attire, so I had to wear a tie. And so I grabbed one of my dress shirt, and I couldn't put it around my neck. And I know I've lost weight because I've been lifting a lot more heavy weights. So my neck is getting thicker. Like, because remember my little lumpy? He's down there, but since I've lost weight, I don't feel him anymore. But somehow I couldn't put a tie on.
Tie
because
was too constricting.
wouldn't-
Wait,
It
the
wouldn't-
collar
I
of your
couldn't button it.
button down wouldn't button?
I couldn't button it.
Oh, you couldn't get the top button on
I'm like,
your...
God, oh, this sucks. I'm not going.
Wait, but you said that you've been lifting weights. That means like you thicked up your neck.
He's added
like,
mass.
like a Hercules.
Yeah, to my neck.
You're losing your neck. It's just
It's
Like a
chin.
good
thicker.
thick neck.
It
like
goes
workout
chin
neck.
straight down to chest.
It's chin to
It's
chest.
gonna be like one of those big.
We're not going to tell the difference
Yeah.
between your
Do you remember
head and
that? You remember the Muppet Show beaker?
But Lumpy's small because whenever I gained weight, I felt Lumpy was sticking out more. Like even when I did.
So when you lose weight, Lumpy hides itself?
No,
in your
Lumpy,
For some reason, Lumpy's like shrinks.
he retracts.
I don't know.
That's very interesting. People that don't know who Lumpy is, hello, this is so awkward you're calling him that, but
He's the twin
it
that
was
Eric
a lump
absorbed.
that was discovered in Eric's neck. That is fine.
Actually, they had to do the surgery on it.
Yeah.
When I say surgery, they had to like stick a needle in there and
Ooze it out?
take out
Biopsy.
the lump gravy.
Ugh, ugh.
Lump gravy? Oh.
Just-
No,
Oh,
like,
God.
oh, there's a
no.
little mouth in there.
This is not. Oh, my God. I feel sorry for anybody who's in a
But
dress
just
right
like-
now grabbing their
Nobody's
butt.
feeling sexy right now.
But I felt like how Roula, you know, you talk about women when they put on certain outfits and it doesn't
Oh,
feel
my
right.
God. You got to put all the things
just
on.
so
You're like,
mad.
oh, God. Yes.
I don't wear
Yes.
ties. Like it's a business attire. Like, okay, I'm going to wear jogging pants to this thing because that's what we wear for our business.
Right.
But
We wear
that's the
shorts.
thing. When you're
We
going
wear-
to a formal occasion and you've not tried on a suit in like over a year, that's dangerous. You got to check that stuff out the week before.
But guys don't do that. We do it the 2 hours, 2 minutes
like,
before.
oh, sure, this will
Right.
fit. And then you're like,
and
"Ooh,
for the
it
ladies
doesn't."
listening,
Women
can
get
I get
mad.
an amen in your car or wherever you consume the Roula and Ryan show that when you have to put on all the things, you abuse your bladder? It's like, oh, no, I'm not going to the bathroom because then I got to take all this down and put it right back up. Spanx. You got to fight those Spanx like two hogs under a blanket in that stall. And you're like,
Oh, so you'll hold a pee because
I'm
you're
not
wearing
going to the
Spanx.
bathroom. I will not drink anything. On my wedding day, I barely drank anything because I did not want to tackle my dress in the restroom at the Omni Hotel. I was like, nope.
And then you're
I'm gonna have
dehydrated.
2 sips of champagne. I'm going to dance the night away.
That's probably why people pass out.
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably.